Hello, once again, Star Wars unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items, some from Whatnot, some from eBay, and maybe an auction item in here as well. I'm not 100% sure. We are going to be unboxing these. I think most of this is for future Whatnot sales. So if you see something you like, make sure you check out my Whatnot shows because they're going to probably be available beginning next week. This video is going to be going out the week of May 15th. I am so excited. We are just about a week and a half away. Actually, no, I'm 8 days away from my first viewing of Mandalorian and Grogu. Oh yeah, my first viewing. I'm going to be seeing this movie multiple times in the theater because I will say, any Star Wars movie in a movie theater is so much better in the theater. And that's something that kids, that's something you take for granted. All right. Now I know there are a lot of charity screenings and symphony orchestras do a lot of playing of the scores of music and of the movies like all the time, and that's great. But number one, that's a bit of an expensive jaunt to go out and do that, and number two, it isn't always happening. You know what I mean? But I just love ever since Force Awakens returned to theaters, I have been loving going into the movie theater to see Star Wars. It just was so magical, and I cannot wait for any Star Wars movie. I am excited about The Last Starfighter, Jedi Starfighter. I'm excited about whatever comes after that. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know how this is going to do. I mean, I've heard analysts say it's going to tank. I don't care. I'm just going to see the movie, and I can't wait to see it. So I'm excited about it. Every literal frame of film that I have seen in trailers, I have enjoyed. I've smiled all the way through, and I just want that again. So I'm looking forward to it. So that's exciting. So we're going to start getting that set up. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to have another vintage and modern show. I believe I can do that this week, or maybe not. We'll have one on the 22nd, which I know that's when the movie comes out. But I'm still going to have one, partially because I'm going to see the movie Thursday night. I'm going to see the movie the night before, okay? And maybe I'll do, although I might actually move the sale to Saturday. And the reason I'm thinking that is because if I move it to Saturday, then that kind of, anybody who's going out to see the movie on Friday night, it's not going to be an issue. So I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet, but just check on Whatnot and look at where my shows are, and then you can follow the ones and you'll get bookmarked whenever they are. All right. Now, before we get started, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Check me out on Instagram and Bluesky, but YouTube is where I do everything. All right. And I do Whatnot shows typically Friday nights and Sunday afternoons. I might, switch it around right this week. We'll see. I know it's also Memorial Day weekend, so that kind of shifts things around. So if you are a Whatnot buyer, be aware of that. With Memorial Day weekend, the post office is closed, so it might take me a few days to get the items mailed out. So that's just it'll be a little. I'm normally like really fast. I get it out within less than a day, but this week this might be a little bit different. And then midweek, I usually do unboxing videos like this, right? And then hopefully at the time of this recording, it's happening before that, but I'm hoping that this coming weekend, I'm hoping to get out to a local flea market. I've been watching a lot of other people on YouTube going to this flea market. It's only about 50 minutes from my house, and I'm thinking, I'm seeing a lot of Star Wars stuff there. I'm like, you know what? I should go check that out. I should film that. I should show you guys that. So I'm going to go check that out, and hopefully I luck out with that if the weather's permitting and everything. So we'll be doing that this weekend as well, which means you'll be seeing it hopefully this week. So no more talk. Let's get to some unboxings. Now this is, I believe this is from The Collectible. And for those who have watched my show, The Collectible, he is a very unique seller. He does what is essentially, let me make sure I have the right person here. Hold on. Look at the bill here. Yes, it's The Collectible. So he sets up a wheel. Whatnot gives you the opportunity to do that. You can actually set up a wheel. It's like this digital wheel that comes up on your screen, and you can purchase a spin. And then as long as you can see the items on the screen, you can purchase the spin, and then you get the item that's in there, whatever the spin. You have to win something, right? But the thing is that the value of what you win, well, it isn't always worth the price you pay. There are very high-end items on there, and there are very low-end items. So I spent about $20 or $22, $24, and I won a Roar of the Wookiee card. Now, that's okay. I'm all right with that. And I'll tell you why I'm all right with that. Because I have won on this person's channel. I have won complete Boba Fett, Admiral Akbar, several other figures. I've won a 12-inch Boba Fett, which I did an unboxing for in a recent episode, and I won a complete Slave One with a box. Come on, for $20, $30 spins. So, I can afford to have a few of these spins. So, but hey, you know what? Maybe I'll send it out to get graded. Who knows? We'll see. All right, so that's one thing. Next up. All right, this is Floridaman. Floridaman is an amazing whatnot seller. He is someone that I've actually spoken to, and he's given me a lot of good advice and pointers about some ways to maximize my channel. And he's just a lot of fun. He's been shifting up how he does things here and there, doing things a little differently, but he's really he makes it very entertaining. He told me once that he just wants to do a show that he wants to watch, which makes sense, right? And he does some cool stuff. So I picked up a few individual figures, like, we got I think that was an extra. Okay, we got kind of a semi-beater Bespin Han, a Bespin Leia. I don't know if I actually purchased. Sometimes he sends me extra stuff. I'll show you the next thing I did in a second. Let me see what I got here. Oh yeah, these are the ones that I actually purchased. I purchased an R5-D4 figure along with a Yoda with a snake. Got the Yoda, the robe, and the snake. I'll probably end up separating those and put them in separate auctions. But he also gave me a Chips Ponch. Ponch and John, remember Ponch? And I mean, if you're my age, you do. But kids, wow, look at this guy. This was an action figure from the 70s, 80s, and it was a Chips action figure. Chips was when you mean California Highway Patrol, Chips. They were a motorcycle unit. There were two guys, and they were going around doing motorcycle riding. So I'm sure there was a motorcycle. Now I feel like I want to get the Ponch motorcycle. But oh my God, this is amazing. I cannot believe he sent me a Ponch. I never had a Ponch. This is hysterical. So, Florida Man, you're awesome. I think you're the greatest. Please check out his show. He's amazing. He does a lot of fun. In fact, I got to get my recording done because I only got about 30 minutes. I got to get on his show myself because this is amazing. So I want to see what else. You bid on stuff, and he sends other things, and you never know what he's going to send. So it's kind of a surprise. All right, moving on. Now we're going to switch gears for a moment. We're not going to talk about whatnot right now. No, we're going to talk about the other auction house out there, and that is, of course, eBay. And we're going to talk about one of the greatest eBay sellers on eBay, and that is StarWarsDaddy. StarWarsDaddy he also has a YouTube channel, and he has an amazing membership program with his YouTube channel. And the membership perks are among the greatest perks I've ever seen. It's not just extra content, which is nice. It's also the ability to make requests to buy things straight out when he does unboxings. If you see something on there you like, if he's not keeping it and he's going to put it on eBay, he'll work out a price with you. Generally better than the price you'll probably pay on eBay. And on top of that, he also has once a month claim sales. And on his claim sales, there's some pretty cool items. In fact, he always knows when I go on the site. He knows the things that I'd be interested in because he put something out here, and I decided to grab this one. This is I don't even know if I have this or not. I have to check. This is an Ewok plush. I mean, I believe it's Kenner, 1983. I had one of these. I had a little one. I had a little Willie, or Wiley, or Willie, the Ewok, a little gray one. And this is one of the larger ones. Oh my God, how cute is this? Isn't this adorable? I was like, yeah, I'll take it. My God, I'll take it. So I claimed it. It was cool. and I don't know if I'm going to sell it or not. I got to look in my. I don't. I have. I have my plush kind of stored away. I'll check the plush. If I have it already, I'll run it in an upcoming whatnot. But if I don't have it, I'm keeping it. In addition, I tend to buy some of his. He always puts out complete figures. Almost all of them are complete, include their accessories. Sometimes I separate the figure from the accessory because I can get that I get them for pretty cheap. That if I separate them, I know I'll make a little money. Okay, a little bit, not a lot, just a little. So we got a Snaggletooth with his blaster. We have a Zuckuss with his, or 4LMM with his blaster. We have an R2-D2 figure, pretty good condition, good sticker. We have a Luke Skywalker with the rifle. We have a complete Ugnaught with his little toolkit. And we have a 2-1B with the staff. And a Chewbacca with his bowcaster. So, an awesome run. I think that was some items in the auction, and then I made a few claims. I don't know if they were all claims, but I don't, what, they weren't, because I think I wasn't able to do his sale. I was out at an event, and I came back just at the last 20 minutes. So that was the only thing I was able to purchase as a claim was the Ewok plush. But Star Wars Daddy, I will get to your claim sales again, and we will do that. And there's a big one coming in the probably next week's unboxing show. So let us move on. We have an eBay item here. Feeling the weight of it, I think this might just be a small handful of figures. I scour eBay. I look for things where I look for items that I just basically do a mathematical equation in my head. If I pay a certain amount, including shipping, for X number of figures, I think I can make, and based on the popularity of the figures, I think I can actually do pretty well with them. So here we have, all right, here we go. All right, let me get this thing taken out of here. All right. You can might tell by the color what this is. Oh, yeah, here we go. All right, so we have 3 Royal Guards. Now, he did include in the description that one of them had a cape issue, which is fine. Got one, which is good. There's always a nice desire for the cape issue, for the number 2. This one I think might be the cape issue. I'm not sure, or maybe it's this one. Oh, this one looks like it's fine. And number 3. Okay. This is just a fun group of figures. All right, and then I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to take that out. Just make sure I got nothing else in there. All right. And we also have our Gammy Guards, because I won a big auction about 6 months ago with like 17 Gammy Guards, and I finally sold them all off. Ooh, that's a really nice one. That's a good. You always got to look at the horns on these. This one's got a little bit of scuff on the horn there, but he's all right. This is 4 Gammy Guards. I thought there were 3. There were 4. There we go. And one more. No accessories or anything, but you know what? Figures that are multiple figures, figures like that you would build armies with, Gammy Guards, Imperial Guards, any kind of soldier, they tend to be, they tend to be a little bit more, they sell better because people don't mind if they don't have accessories. All right, this one we have is from Vintage Toy World, another amazing whatnot seller who just does really cool things, and he's on a couple of times a week. And he's the kind of guy that I can make a purchase from, that I find myself purchasing items like I'll be like, oh, maybe I'll get that accessory or that figure or this one if no one else is bidding. But then every so often, he's the kind of person I purchase like, ooh, I want that one for my collection. I don't remember when I bid here, so let's take a look. In this case, looks like, okay, we got an organ, the Max Rebo organ, which is always good because that always sells. We got a loose, incomplete biker scout. We got a AT driver. Like, I'm just going to show you the bottom there. The The butt rub is amazing. I had there was a Max Revo that came with that organ. There we go. I did get one, common rifle accessory. I have to be gentle. I have to be careful. And I'm very excited. All right. Now, he did say that this was one that was kind of broken. But I'm okay with broken, and I'll tell you why I'm okay with broken. Because broken is cheaper. All right. This is one of the body rig vehicles, okay, that came out. Actually, it goes this way. Going upside down. It came out in towards the end there. You put a figure with it. I don't want to tell you how much I paid for it. It was not cheap, but the thing is that this was something that I really, really wanted, and I knew I was going to have to pay an arm and a leg for it. But a broken one that was not as much expensive, just to put on display, there it is. I just have to figure out a way to put that figure, to put it together. But I think even just putting it like that is all I really need to do. So I'll rest it on. I'll get a figure for that. I guess it could be a Rebel Commando. I'll look at the picture and see what they had in there. It was not a vehicle you saw in the show, but this I'm so excited for because it is. There are three body rig vehicles that I didn't get. I don't think I ever got it. I mean, the one there was the skiff, the little desert skiff. That wasn't a body rig though. There was three that are really just items that you kind of put on, kind of like the deluxe figures that came out in the modern era. And this was one of them. And I think I was just past the time when they came out. I wasn't really collecting then. So there it is. So now I'm gonna put it somewhere in my collection and admire it and be like, yay! And I do not need to get a carded one or a boxed or anything of that nature because it is way too expensive. So that is cool. All right. Thank you, Vintage Toy World, for that. Okay, lastly but not leastly, I want to talk about another whatnot guy that I purchased from. You'll notice that I purchased basically I've made singular purchases from different sellers. I have nothing against so far. Every seller I've purchased from has been honest, has been fair. I will say that I'm hearing from time to time, I am hearing kind of some negative comments about other buyers having issues, and I totally get that. And I do not want to mention those people because I don't want to. I feel bad for some of these people that have from what they've been saying, have been really having some bad issues. Whatnot is no different than any other part of any kind of internet community, buying community, selling community. It doesn't matter. There are always some people that do bad things. Sometimes there are two sides to a story. I mean, as a teacher, I see conflict all the time, and I know that and I'm not privy to everything, so I can't sit there and say, "Oh, it's definitely this, it's definitely that." I don't know. What I can say is that try to begin and end with kindness. That's basically the important thing. So, anywho, this buyer or seller rather is Ultimate DJ, and Ultimate DJ has been not only really great in what he's been buying and selling and the games that he plays, but also he's bought from me. He sold really cool things to me, and he's just a lot of fun and a good guy who he's a human being who's been doing had ups and downs in his life like anybody else, and he's just amazing. So check out Ultimate DJ. For whatever reason, he doesn't get as many people on his show, and I don't know why. He's a lot of fun. He does a lot of game kind of stuff, and he has some good stuff. He did tell me that he's thinking about switching. He's been doing a lot of vintage, and I think he's switching over to modern, just because he has a lot of stuff in his collection. So let me show you what we have here. We got a couple of cool things here that I picked up from him. All right. First up, we got a cool Death Watch Mandalorian. I think I want to run this in my next modern show. It falls during Mandalorian weekend, Mando and Grogu, so I thought I would run this as just part of my Mando and Grogu, theme, that kind of thing. I picked up a couple of these, and these are essentially model kits, but they're in the box. This is the AT-AT. Okay, this is an Empire Strikes Back, so 1980, but it's an let me double check the year on this. I want to make sure. I don't know if they have the year. It feels like it's that old, but I'm not sure because it's Airfix. I don't. Oh, molded in color. Maybe. Oh, it might just be from another country. I'm not sure. 1982. So there you go. I'm used to like MPC. So I don't know if I'm going to run this in a Whatnot show. I might save this for my yard sale because I know I had a guy comes to local guy comes to the yard sale always looking for models. So that's one that he might be interested in. And then we also have this one, which is an MPC one. This is definitely more for the ones I'm familiar with. That's the Darth Vader TIE Fighter. Again, sealed. All right, completely mint. And I believe this is, make sure my thing's on. What year are we talking? General Mills, 1978. All right, there we go. Okay. We wrote a really nice note here. So I'll read that later off air because it's just really nice. And then, I saw he had this, and I was like, this is kind of fun. I might just hold on to this and put it in display just because I have the boxed version of this, but I just thought this was kind of fun. This is there's a little trash compactor playset. It's half of a trash compactor playset. There was 2 boxes, and this one is with Leia, and she's got the little she's got the little box thing. Let's see if I can get her in her hand here. There we go. She kind of holds this. She kind of puts herself here. So it's like, it's like she's sinking through here. You can kind of set it up. I mean, you kind of have to tie it in with the cabling down there. But I just thought that was a cool thing. I just lost Leia. All right, so and it's got some removable trash and stuff. I don't know. These are those like very stylized things that Hasbro was doing. I thought to myself, it's really cool, but I do also feel like, geez, when you take them out of the box, it's kind of challenging, But I don't know. I think it's fun, and I'll figure out a way I'll use the wires that they have here to kind of tie her down and keep her here somehow. But anyway, so just the trash compactor, So that's really cool. So again, this will probably just kind of hang out on my collection for a while before I put it out there. But anyway, that's going to do it, guys. So you see mostly vintage stuff, 1 or 2 modern things, a couple things for the upcoming sale. By the way, we're getting into that time frame now. It is already May at the time of this recording. It's May 13th, day before George Lucas's birthday, May 14th, which means I'm about 6 weeks away from the Star Wars sale. Now, I will be full disclosure here. I have been doing Star Wars sales for about 4 or 5 years. It's a yard sale, but it's a Star Wars themed yard sale. It's all Star Wars. I have maybe a few other items that I put up, but it's mainly Star Wars. And the thing is, I have been going crazy buying stuff all year for that collection from July all the way to November. And then in November, what happened? I started selling on Whatnot. And when I started selling on Whatnot, I started going into that collection of stuff that I was saving for the sales in the summer. I also did not 1, but 2 toy shows. So I don't have as much stuff as I used to. I do have a lot. I still have a lot. And I'll probably, the week before, anything that I've purchased for upcoming Whatnot shows, I'll probably just put out in the sale. So, I don't know if the yard sale thing is going to continue. This might be the last one. I'm definitely going to do it. It's going to be the very last weekend in June. I think it's like the 26th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, whatever that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is. So anybody in the tri-state, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, maybe Connecticut area, that Eastern Pennsylvania and Connecticut, you might want to check it out. If you're really into Star Wars and it's within a 60, 70, 80 mile drive of where you live, you might want to make the trip. So I'll be showing you 2 weeks before I start setting up. I will show you video. I'll be doing live streams every day. And at the conclusion of it, I may try to do a whatnot blowout sale, like just everything that didn't sell. I'll just throw all the littler items, the smaller items, I'll put out for like $1 or whatever, and see who wants anything. So we'll give that a shot and see how that works. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification, check me out on Instagram and Bluesky. Forgive my voice. I know I'm still dealing with a little bit of a touch of laryngitis, but it's always a joy to bring this unboxing to all of you. Thanks so much again. Until next time, may the force and the toys be with you.